Welcome back to Exciting Europe.
Welcome to SAN ZANIPOLO, or Basilica dei Santi Giovanni e Paolo in Venice, often referred to as the Pantheon of Venice, due to its remarkable collection of funerary monuments, including the largest number of Doge's tombs in the city. In this video, we delve into the heart of this magnificent church, highlighting some of its most captivating memorials. From the uniquely designed and historically significant to the earliest examples and the most lavish displays of power, join us as we explore the stories etched in stone within these extraordinary tombs, a testament to Venice's rich history and the powerful figures who shaped it.
San Zanipolo welcomes visitors every day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., except on Sundays when it opens from 12 noon to 6 p.m. The entrance fee is €3.50. Situated close to the Rialto Bridge in the Castello district of Venice, the Basilica makes an ideal visit in conjunction with two other nearby churches, the Church of St. Mary of Miracles or Santa Maria dei Miracoli, often called the Marble Church due to its exquisite polychrome marble work, and Santa Maria Formosa, notable for its two contrasting facades, a Renaissance one overlooking the canal and a Baroque one facing the Campo. This is the Basilica. In the center is the statue of Bartolomeo Colleoni. To the left, you'll see the Scuola Grande di San Marco, one of Venice's grand schools, which now mainly functions as a hospital. We have a separate video on this channel dedicated to its museum.
The magnificent bronze equestrian statue of Bartolomeo Colleoni dominates the center of the Campo, rising on a high pedestal as a striking silhouette against the sky. A Renaissance masterpiece, the statue features a particularly beautiful and technically advanced horse, influenced by classical models, with its front hoof raised without needing support, a feat surpassing earlier equestrian statues. The dynamic sense of movement is heightened by the rider's turn in the saddle.
The church's facade remains unfinished and incorporates the tombs of three Doges, including that of Giacomo Tiepolo, who donated the site. The delicately carved main portal, attributed to Bartolomeo Bon from 1460, features 6 Greek marble columns from Torcello Island and is flanked by Byzantine reliefs of the Madonna and Angel Gabriel. Take a look to the right, on the corner facing the Campo, and you'll find an early relief of Daniel in the lion's den, of unknown origin. And now, let's step inside the church. The vast interior stretches some 100 meters in length and 46 meters across the transepts. Tall aisles, separated from the nave by 10 columns of Istrian stone blocks, led to a beautiful, luminous choir illuminated by fine Gothic windows. Wooden tie beams, an architectural feature found in several Venetian churches, help to stabilize the structure. Our tour will begin on the right side as we enter, and we'll move in an anti-clockwise direction from the monument to Doge Pietro Mocenigo, highlighting the most important monuments, altars, and chapels.
Pietro Lombardo's grand monument to Doge Pietro Mocenigo, who died in 1476, is a true masterpiece, arguably his finest work. Created with the help of his sons, Tullio and Antonio, the tomb's superb design and perfect proportions set a new standard for commemorative sculptures. Here we observe a triumphal arch, flanked by niches with statues of warriors. Within this setting, the Doge, depicted as a triumphant general, stands atop his sarcophagus, which is supported by figures representing the three ages of man. The sarcophagus itself showcases reliefs of Mocenigo's most celebrated victories at Scutari and Famagusta in Cyprus. An inscription declares that the monument was funded "from the hands of my enemies," war booty. The lower section features reliefs of Hercules and his battles with the Hydra and the Nemean lion. Notably, the religious element, a relief of the Marys at the sepulchre, appears only at the very top, underscoring the monument's primary purpose, to glorify the Doge as a hero of the Republic.
And now, almost hidden on the left, is the oldest tomb in the basilica, that of Doge Ranier Zeno. Zeno, who died in 1268 after a 15-year reign, is commemorated with a simple Veneto-Byzantine relief of Christ enthroned in glory, held aloft by two flying angels. The tomb itself bears no inscription.
The most beautiful painting in the church is likely the Polyptych of St. Vincent Ferrer. This work, which includes a moving Pietà and an Annunciation in the upper register, is generally attributed to Giovanni Bellini, possibly with assistance from his workshop, and dates to around 1467. Bellini's skill is particularly evident in the figure of Saint Christopher, depicted crossing a river with remarkable realism and detail. The way he captures the weight of the figure, the flow of the water, and the subtle interaction of light and shadow is truly captivating. The predella, the horizontal section at the base of the altarpiece, appears to be by a different artist. While its exact authorship is debated, it features smaller narrative scenes related to the life or miracles of St. Vincent Ferrer. These scenes, though smaller in scale, are rich in detail and provide additional context for the central image. The polyptych is framed by a magnificent gilded structure dating from about 1523, which enhances the painting's grandeur and integrates it into the church's overall aesthetic. The frame itself is a work of art, with intricate carvings and delicate gilding that complement the colors and textures of the painting.
Before we enter the chapel of the most holy name of God, take note of the floor. There, the tomb of Alvise Diedo, crafted by Pietro Lombardo, who died in 1466, is a masterpiece of niello work. Niello is a black inlay created using a mixture of silver, lead, and copper, and Lombardo's skill with this technique is remarkable. And now, let's step into the chapel of the most holy name of God. Giambattista Lorenzetti gave this space its Baroque decoration, including a richly ornamented ceiling, around 1640. About 10 years later, Pietro Liberi painted the altarpiece, which depicts Mary Magdalene and St. Louis of Toulouse at the foot of the cross.
The Valier Monument is a splendidly theatrical Baroque creation by Andrea Tirali, designed in 1708. It commemorates Doge Bertuccio Valier, who held the office in 1656, and his son, Doge Silvestro, who followed in 1694. The drama of the monument unfolds before a massive yellow marble drape, against which stand the figures of Bertuccio, flanked by his wife, Elisabetta Querini Stampaglia, the last Doge's wife to be crowned as Dogaressa, and Silvestro, sculpted by Giovanni Bonazza. Supporting this elaborate display are 4 colossal dark marble columns, along with further statues and reliefs that complete the decoration. The yellow drape serves as a dramatic backdrop, emphasizing the 3 central figures of the Valier family. Doge Bertuccio, positioned between his wife and son. Below the Valier monument is the entrance to the chapel of the Madonna della Pace. This chapel reveals a treasure, the Byzantine Madonna, a beautiful painting nearly 700 years old, brought to Venice in 1349. Adjacent to this, the Chapel of St. Dominic invites admiration. Take a moment to appreciate the 6 large bronze reliefs, created by the Bolognese sculptor Giuseppe Mazza between 1716 and 1735. And don't miss the exquisite ceiling painting of St. Dominic in Glory, a work of art by Giovanni Battista Piazzera from 1727. The beautiful stained glass window was created in Murano in 1473, based on designs by Bartolomeo Vivarini. Some of the panels are signed by Girolamo Mochetto, and it is believed that the renowned artist Cima da Conegliano also contributed to the design. A mirror nearby offers an excellent way to observe the details, figures, and colors of this window more closely. Beneath the window is the tomb of Dionigi Naldi of Brisighella by Antonio Minello. This condottiere, a captain of infantry, died in 1510 during the wars against the League of Cambrai.
The extraordinary painting of the Charity of St. Antoninus by Lorenzo Lotto, completed in 1542, is one of his last works. It depicts Antoninus, a Dominican friar who became Archbishop of Florence, enthroned and receiving counsel from two rather energetic angels. The balcony in the painting is adorned with a lovely Turkish carpet. Rugs of this type are known as Lotto carpets because of their frequent appearance in his works. The saint's advisors are deeply engaged in addressing supplications from the people shown in the lower part of the painting, some of whom convey a sense of despair. Lotto is known to have studied the poor in the city in preparation for this work. In exchange for a place in the church cemetery, he reportedly gave the Dominicans a discount on the painting. Sadly, he died in the Marche region, and his body was never returned to Venice.
Now, let's turn our attention to the sanctuary. The Baroque high altar, begun in 1619 and attributed to Longhena, creates a surprising yet harmonious blend with the church's Gothic architecture. On the sides, we find a series of impressive tombs, those of Doge Andrea Vendramin, Doge Marco Corner, Doge Michele Morosini, and Doge Leonardo Loredan. The tomb of Doge Andrea Vendramin, a Renaissance masterpiece designed by Tullio Lombardo with assistance from his brother Antonio, is arguably the most elaborate funerary monument in Venice, complete with gilding. It echoes the monument to Pietro Mocenigo in its design, featuring a Roman triumphal arch above the effigy of the Doge, surrounded by beautifully carved allegorical figures and warriors. Some of these sculptures draw inspiration from classical models, while others reflect the late Gothic style. This monument was given a place of prominence here in the 19th century, having been moved from the Church of the Servi. At the same time, the tomb of Giovanni Dolfin was relocated. However, you can still see faint traces of the frescoes by Guariento that once adorned the area around it. Doge Vendramin's reign lasted only 2 years before his death from the plague in 1478, a time when Venice faced a serious threat to its maritime power from the Turks. The irony of such a costly tomb for a relatively short-reigning Doge has not gone unnoticed.
The tomb of Doge Michele Morosini, made less than 20 years after the previous one, the Doge died in 1382, has been the subject of much discussion. Its elaborate tabernacle, adorned with statuettes and niches flanking the Doge's effigy, has been described as excessively decorated and incorporating what some consider Renaissance errors. However, it also features an exquisite mosaic of the crucifixion made from tiny tesserae, likely by 15th century Tuscan artists. The carving is attributed to the Dalmasegna workshop, run by the brothers Pier Paolo and Jacobello's son Paolo. The tomb of Doge Leonardo Loredan, in some ways, illustrates how later Renaissance funerary sculpture could become top-heavy. Created by the little-known Giovanni Grappiglia, it incorporates fine statues, a figure of the Doge wearing his cornu hat, signed by Girolamo Campagna, and allegorical figures by Denise Cataneo. This monument commemorates one of the Republic's most important doges, an extremely able diplomat during a time when Venice had few allies. He died in 1521.
The left transept is quite striking, with a beautiful clock above and the Venier tombs. It also provides entry to the Chapel of the Rosary. This chapel was constructed at the end of the 16th century to commemorate the Battle of Lepanto, fought on the feast day of the Madonna of the Rosary, October 7th. Alessandro Vittoria designed the chapel. Sadly, a fire in 1867 destroyed all of its paintings, including significant works by Titian and Giovanni Bellini. The ceiling was later redecorated with paintings by Veronese or his workshop, the Annunciation closest to the altar, the Assumption in the center, and the Adoration of the Shepherds, brought here from the former church of the Umiltà. Another Adoration of the Shepherds by Veronese can be found on the short wall opposite the altar. This is a remarkable piece, notable for its depiction of the ox, with its large head, pushing into the scene, while the Lamb and Christ child appear seemingly unaware of the activity around them. The wooden benches in the chapel are finely carved by Giacomo Piazzera, dating to 1698. The altar features a splendid tabernacle in gray marbles with a gilded dome, attributed to Alessandro Vittoria or Girolamo Campagna, which houses a terracotta Madonna and Child by Carlo Lorenzetti, a sculptor known mainly for his commemorative statuary and portrait busts, who lived from 1858 to 1945. This sculpture seems somewhat out of place in this setting. On the walls are statues of prophets and sibyls, also by Alessandro Vittoria, and 18th century marble reliefs. As we exit the Chapel of the Rosary, let's take a look at two more tombs. The tomb of Doge. Michele Steno, located at pavement level, features an alabaster effigy of the Doge, who died in 1413, above his sarcophagus, which is adorned with just 2 crosses in quatrefoils. This simple tomb was admired for its pure Gothic style. The tomb of Doge Tommaso Mocenigo, a work by Florentine artists Pietro di Nicole Lamberti and Giovanni di Martino da Fiesole, with possible contributions from Nanni di Bartolo, represents a transition between Gothic and Renaissance styles. This contrasts with the Marcello Monument and the Mocenigo tombs nearby, created by the Lombardo family. The Doge, who died in 1423, is depicted beneath a fur-lined canopy held back by 2 angels. Though not always featured prominently in history books, Francesco Sansovino noted that his election was met with great joy, as he was considered an intelligent man who desired peace above all. He did, however, send aid to the Florentines in their conflict with the Duke of Milan, which may explain why Tuscan artists were chosen to create his monument.
We hope you enjoyed this exploration of San Zanipolo, a church that stands as a testament to Venice's rich history and artistic legacy. From the grandeur of its monuments to the beauty of its paintings and stained glass, San Zanipolo offers a captivating glimpse into the heart of the city. If you're eager to discover more of Venice's treasures, be sure to check out our other videos on exciting Europe. We have a video about the Church of San Pantalone, known for its incredible ceiling painting, and another about the Santa Maria Gloriosa dei Frari, which houses masterpieces like Titian's Assumption and Canova's Monument. And of course, no visit to Venice is complete without experiencing the iconic St. Mark's Square and exploring its fascinating museums, both of which we feature in dedicated videos. Thank you for joining us on this journey through San Zanipolo. We invite you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest explorations of Europe's most exciting destinations.